Today on the channel, one of my most wanted G.I. Joe characters finally in the G.I. Joe classified line. Who are we talking about? We're talking about Spirit!
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another G.I. Joe classified unboxing and review for this here Yo Joe June. What a time to be alive. June, G.I. Joe month. Great time, a lot of good Joe stuff going on with the movie. Finally going to the theaters for the first time ever. You guys know I'm jazzed up about that one. But I'm really jazzed up about this one. Is one of the most iconic G.I. Joe characters, at least for young Kyle and still old Kyle as well. And we're finally getting him here at the table today. We've got Spirit, Iron Knife, and of course his trusty eagle, Freedom. All about this one. I gotta give a special shout out and thank you to Hasbro for sending this my way to review. Very excited to unbox this one. As you guys know, I am a diehard G.I. Joe guy since I was 3 years old. So there you go. But we're going to do this review and unboxing like we do all the other unboxings and reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So let's take a look at Spirit and Freedom. See what they're up to. Beautiful, beautiful big window box here. G.I. Joe classified style box here, all fitting in line and everything, as we've talked about in other reviews. Different artworks for different characters. I wish the artwork was more seamless, more together across the board, so it all fit in the same style. Not a huge fan of this artwork for Spirit here. It looks a little bit too minimalistic for me, but it is probably fancy art. It's probably something that would sell for a lot, but just doesn't grab my attention like I'd want the artwork on here to do. And that's art is everybody, you know, has their own opinions on. So you guys might think differently, and that's okay. It just all depends what you want. But this art really not for me for Spirit. I don't know. I want something more. I don't know, something more than what we got here. We'll call it that. But rest of it looks really good. I love that this is Spirit. I mean, this just seems like I close my eyes, I think of Spirit. Here it is right here. A lot of people have done Spirit customs over the last few years using Medicine Man from Marvel Legends. Now you don't have to do that anymore. You can get your own Spirit just like this. Tons of accessories in there, and including Freedom, the Eagle as well. Absolutely love Spirit. There he is on the side there. He is number 36 in the line. Looking really good. And we talked about this artwork before, and then we get that same back, all kinds of stuff going on in the Joe universe, building out that big mural there, looking really good. So without further ado, let's get our pal Spirit out of the package, see what all the fuss is about. And there's fuss. See you later. Trust me, there's fuss. I've been fussing, so I know there is. Holy cow, there's more than I thought in here. We got extra wings for Freedom. I'm about that. I'm all for that. Got a couple of guns, weapons, all kinds of stuff going on in the old plastic prison. So let's get all Spirit out. Let's get all these accessories out. Of course, as usual, taped in there. They don't want these things flying around, getting lost in the package. Want to be able to display well for you men on card folks out there as well. It's got Spirit there. And pop that out. Pop that out. Gotta pop old Freedom out. And we're off to the races. He is out. See you later. Goodbye. All right, let's get down to it here. Let's do the accessories, then we'll do Freedom, then we're going to do Spirit. And we'll start it off with a couple of knives here for old Spirit. So he's got two knives. Now, the first one is just a black, just a regular knife, a little hunting knife. Got a nice sculpt there on the handle. Got sculpting in the blade, but it is just one color, and it is black. So there you go. We got that one knife there. Now we get more of a fancy knife. Maybe this is something, you know, that is passed down to Spirit. Spirit was all about feeling the world, feeling nature and his elders and all that kind of stuff. Maybe that's what we got going on here. Is it's got a little bit of a, like an eagle. I want to say that's an eagle on the end for the skull. A little skull on the end. Nice silver, nice graphics going on. It just looks really good, but it looks like an artifact of some kind as a knife. So really do like the looks of that one. Then he's got just a simple pistol, all in black, no extra colors, nothing like that. But there is some beautiful sculpting on this. And man, some of you guys that can paint some of this stuff up, boy, you could really bring this out, as it has some eagle wings and an eagle head on here. If you look real close, from a distance, it looks like, oh, just a plain black gun. But if you look really close on this, there is a sculpting of an eagle on here. That is fabulous. I just hate that they didn't point that out with a little bit of paint, because I think a lot of people are going to unbox this. They're never going to look that close to see this eagle. You got to really look at it, and then you see it. But man, this looks really, really awesome. Makes that even better than I thought it was going to be. Then you get a big old sniper rifle here. And, you know, Spirit was originally a tracker, and then they changed his character around. Now he's like a marksman, like a young lowlight, really, is what he is. I'm not all about that. He was a tracker. There was nothing wrong with him being a tracker. I think they're saying, oh, it's an Indian, he should be a tracker. Native American, they're a tracker. Whatever, but you know what? Spirit was an integral part of the Joe team. It's not like they ever looked down on tracker. I'd say being a tracker is a heck of a skill. It's one I wish I could get. You know, you're chasing cobra guys through the jungles and stuff. You need a guy like Spirit. He was a legend. He was one of my absolute favorite Joes back then, still to this day. I just don't get the PC-ness on this one. I don't know if anybody was really offended with him being called a tracker. I mean, he was an integral part of the Joe team. He was a well-respected member of the Joe team. Get me off my soapbox there, but he is. I mean, I'm all for it. Whatever he's doing, I'm here for it. So I'm okay with Spirit. I do like the looks of this gun. We maybe get this eventually as some repaint, some reuse, but it looks really good. Huge, big scope on there. We do get the extra color that we didn't get with the other guns. We get the little brown going on, but beautiful, beautiful. Even got a little bag kind of going on there. Looks really nice. A really, really nice weapon for Spirit. I like that a whole lot. Then we get down to it, we got his backpack. So Spirit, I remember his backpack, all one color back in the day, his original figure, which I had as a kid. But love this backpack. Looks very good. Got nice bags on the side, the black up here, the black and brown going on. And even a little post for Freedom to sit on his shoulder. All for that too. Freedom, an integral part of Spirit's character, as far as I'm concerned. But I really do like that. And I'm assuming you can store some of this stuff on the side. So yeah, you can put the gun right on the side if you need to. As usual, things can be stored on the character. That's one thing I love about the G.I. Joe Classified. Everything can be stored together. So then we get down to Freedom, probably the most famous eagle in all of G.I. Joe, or the only one. No, I guess that was a falcon. I was thinking about that one, but that was a falcon. But of course, this eagle, just very fitting, just a beautiful, beautiful bird, of course, and this goes along with Spirit. You know, Freedom would help him out, send messages, do all that kind of stuff. I remember as a little kid watching G.I. Joe, I was like, man, how cool would it be to have like Freedom or Polly or, you know, like a junkyard, just a dog like that. I mean, G.I. Joe gave you a lot of high expectations for animals, didn't they? I mean, my dog Lemmy, I got nothing against him. Domino, Molly, my other dogs, but they gave us some high expectations. You know, like Law and Order, you got to order, running in there, grabbing a bomb, bringing it out, and bringing it to him, playing catch. And I guess that's probably not a good example, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. But Freedom and Spirit, they just go together. You can't have one without the other, so I'm glad they brought these guys together here again. Beautiful eagle figure going on. Beautiful head articulation. I can't believe it. Even the animals get articulation these days. My, how things have changed. But good white coloring against the yellow beak. Beautiful eyes on this one. Of course, the wings. How about wings? Wings got articulation. You can move those up and down. The legs got big time articulation. You can have them swooping down, you know, grabbing a Crimson Guard in the head to distract or something. Like the G.I. Joe the movie opening, coming back to theaters very soon, as you guys know. Then you got peg stands here, so he can fit right onto the backpack if you are so inclined. And that's probably where I'm going to actually display him, on the backpack. But it does seem that you can pop these bad boy wings off. You got to make sure you put them on the right way. I believe that's right. But these do pop off. They are just a ball, and they hop in there. So you can choose your own Freedom adventure. He can be flying high and free. He can do whatever he wants. Look at that. So you can get the full-on winged version. You can have him flying off somewhere. You can have him on a flight stand flying over your G.I. Joe mural, decor, diorama, whatever you want to call it. You could have that going on. So that is pretty cool. Eagles soaring free, soaring high. Doesn't get much cooler than this. Absolutely love to get Freedom here. And like I said, one of the most iconic G.I. Joe animals. Polly's right up there. Mutton Junkyard for me. Law and Order, of course. Crocmaster. We unboxed Crocmaster on the channel already. Check that one out. But that was so much part of the fun of G.I. Joe back in the day, was the animals. So we do got all that. That's all the accessories. Now we got to get down to it. Now we got to get down to Spirit. Spirit just looking awesome here. I can see a lot of people doing customs out of this one. Maybe you didn't have Medicine Man from Alpha Flight. You go back and use this as your Medicine Man with some changes. Maybe you got some Predator figures you're working on. You can put him in Predator. There's a lot you could do with Spirit. And then, of course, just being in the G.I. Joe line. Just absolutely fabulous version. I love that they didn't go, as we know, the first couple of rounds of the G.I. Joe Classified. They tried to improve and change some things. They've stepped that back, and I think that is the smart move. And that's exactly what I wanted. And I absolutely love this one. Just absolutely love the the looks of this guy here. Beautiful, determined face on Spirit. He was always, you know, a bit of a stone-faced guy. He was very serious, but occasionally you get a little chuckle out of him. But very, very good-looking Spirit here in the face. I love the hair strands coming down, and then the 2 ponytail braids on the side, and then his iconic red headband around the top. Looks really, really good. He does got his little satchel? I don't know what we call this, but his vest type thing, his little apparatus. You got a couple of grenades hanging on there. You got his G.I. Joe communicator, and then you got a spot for his knife. So you can put one knife there in his chest, one off to the side, and then of course his gun in the holster off to the other side. So you can store everything on him, which we always do love. I do like his blue working man. I mean, his working man denim is what he's got going on there. Always reminds me, my grandpa was a welder for many, many years back in the day, and I'd, you know, stay in the summers and stuff. He'd go off to work. He'd always have a denim shirt like this when he was welding. Every day he'd wear this. And I remember as a kid looking at Spirit, like, oh, my grandpa and Spirit got the same wardrobe. And all these years later, I still remember that. So that does look really good. A nice darkish blue. Not super dark, but it's got a little light to it, but it's a little darker than your crisp blue. Looks really good. You got the little emblem there in red on both shoulders. It looks like you got a little bit of a tomahawk over here. Looking good. He's got the red shirt underneath as well, the blue. Got the big... what do I got going on here? He's got his belt, which is... Nope, that is connected. It is all connected with the apparatus, so he's got his belt there. We talked about the side pockets. Then he gets his khaki pants going on. Looking really good. And then his brown boots. Of course, ankle articulation side to side, up and down. Boot cut, double jointed knees. This is not pinless, unfortunately. I wish they were pinless, but it's not on this one. You got a thigh cut, drop down hips as well. You got the waist that moves. Very, very tight waist on these figures. Do get an ab crunch, forward and back. Looks good there. Butterfly shoulders a little bit. Not super, but just enough to be dangerous. So you do get a little extra movement, a little extra range of motion with Spirit, which I do like that as well. Thigh cut. How about bicep cut? He's got a bicep cut. He's got double jointed elbows. There are pins in the elbows. Got to mention that. And then you got a side-to-side hinge over here on the hand. And he's got a nice little gold kind of bracelet there around his gloves. Oh, I just noticed this going to the other side here. He's got a forearm protector because you don't want Freedom just landing on your skin. He's going to tear right through that. So he's got a little leather protector, the gold band. But then you can also put Freedom right there on his wrist if you want to. Let me see if I can get it in here. A little bit tight, but it can be done. It can be done. How cool is this? I did not know this was a possibility. I don't know. This might change my display now. You can put him right there. You could have him going on. I like that a whole lot. That is pretty cool. That was one thing that was very hard with some of the animals, Polly and some of them, to get to stay on the hands and arms sometimes as a kid. That fits amazingly right there. Of course, his backpack does fit on his back, as it should. Just plugs right in, and you can put Freedom up there as well. So choose your own Freedom adventure. He can be flying high on a flight stand. He can be on the peg up here. He can be on the arm. He can be down on the ground. You can do whatever you want to with old Freedom. Now, I was talking about how I love Spirit so much, and we did unbox Storm Shadow on the channel as well. And a lot of people go to that Storm Shadow Snake Eyes rivalry, but for me, the Spirit and Storm Shadow rivalry was tops for me. I absolutely loved it when these two would tangle in the G.I. Joe animated series. There was just something about that. There was like a deep affection for these two, or respect, I should say. There was a lot of respect between these two, and it just came through the animated series. But I would have loved to see these guys square off a heck of a lot more. Obviously, his big feuds with Snake Eyes, but I thought this was one of the most underrated feuds in all time G.I. Joe animated style episodes and things. But man, the Spirit, am I ever happy to get this. One of my most wanted Joes. I need to give a new list. I need to figure out what my most wanted Joes are after all this point. They're making some of the guys. Of course, we got Flint. Now we got Spirit. We got to see who else I got on my list. Maybe we'll do a video one day of my most wanted G.I. Joe classified figures. But man, Spirit hits me in all the nostalgia feels. This is exactly what I wanted out of the G.I. Joe classified line. I can't complain about this at all. I'm over the moon with it. Over the moon. Absolutely love Spirit. But what say you guys out there in YouTube land? You all in on this Spirit figure? Is this what you've been waiting for? Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on this one. And let me know your thoughts on the Storm Shadow Spirit rivalry. Where did you sit with that one? You made it this far, you might as well like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell. As you guys know, we're unboxing everything G.I. Joe and everything else under the the sun here on the channel on a daily basis. So hit the old notification bell. Follow along on Patreon for this video, many other videos much earlier. Giveaways, bonus content, all kinds of fun stuff over on the Patreon. And best of all, you get to support the channel. Follow me on social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, and ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. So for spirit and, of course, freedom, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.